the All the Book Show, recorded live at the David A. Howe Public Library.
You forgot the other 200 episodes.
I said 31.
We just talked about this.
Yeah, all right. Welcome to episode 231 of the All the Book Show, recorded at the David A. Howe Public Library. We talk book news, author news, and literary news.
Sometimes we talk awards.
That's literary news.
It's award season, baby.
That's Nick Gunning.
Hi there. And this is Eric Mickles.
Hi.
And here of her own free will,
Yes,
Kate Miller.
course.
You know, the more you say that,
yeah,
I think the more people are wondering, like, is Kate being held here against her will?
not held here.
Is
no,
this a
just,
hostage situation?
Just compelled by the confines of her job.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the Youth Media Awards.
You know what movie I never saw?
Tell me.
The Negotiator. And now I don't know if I can.
Is that Denzel Washington?
Sam Jackson and Kevin Spacey.
Oh. I'm thinking of The Equalizer.
Yeah.
Is that Denzel Washington?
That is Denzel Washington.
They're making a new show starring Queen Latifah of The
Uh-huh.
Equalizer. But that's not about this. So what were you saying?
Nothing. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Today we're going to be talking about the Youth Media Awards. Last year, Eric and I were there in person.
Not this year.
Not this year. No. This year we're right
This
here.
year's a real come down.
With you, reading it.
Yeah.
It was an early morning. Do you remember that? Last year the midwinter thing was in Seattle, and it was very early
Is
morning.
it long enough that I can... No, you know what? Never mind. I had a great
Were
time.
you going to say how overly excited people
Oh
around
my
us
word.
were?
Yeah, you two read
I
the
thought
winners,
about that.
and I will act like every other person at the
It
award
really
ceremony.
was funny. I mean, it was like they would say, "Oh, and here's an honor book." That's pretty much what it was like.
Mainly because that's the only person who read it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it could
you
be.
have to just root for the one
Wow.
book that... Yeah,
Wow.
sorry.
All right.
No, this is totally for everybody.
Youth Media Awards coming up
I'm gonna
down
cut
the
that
pike. We're also going to talk a little bit about the Grammys, but only a tiny little bit, and maybe a little bit about the
It is
Picard,
Grandparents'
because I
Day, so
watched
that makes
Picard.
sense.
That's true.
To talk about the Grammys.
All right. Let's dive right into the bookmark. Why don't you tell us what you've been reading lately?
Okay. I actually just finished
You know what? This will look better.
the Holly Black series. Not High King.
The Witch King.
No, the Wicked King.
The Wicked King.
This is like Holly Black, who wrote like Spiderwick Chronicles.
Yes.
And, okay.
Yes, same Holly Black. That one was on the Goodreads choice list for
That's
the young
right.
adult fantasy.
Yeah.
So I read that one in like 2 weeks, which is fast for me. I know Eric's going to laugh at that. But that
What?
one was
Why?
pretty quick for me. Well, you read a book in like a day,
Do not.
and I can't do that. I'm a slow reader. So I finished that one in just a couple of weeks, and I picked up The Queen of Nothing, which is the third and final book in that series, and just finished that one today, actually.
Do you remember what's the one that you and I are doing for a book club later this year?
Margaret Rogerson,
I don't remember what
This
it's
is
called.
Sorcery of Thorns?
Sorcery of Thorns, that's it. Kate
That's
and I are
the
doing a YA fantasy book club later in the year, so you can join us for
Huh.
that. You a fan of the...
My invite got lost.
You chose a different book, remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
I
I
didn't
didn't realize,
realize.
when I read it, I didn't realize it was the YA book. But
Oh,
now I
yeah.
know which one you're talking about.
All right. So, were you a fan of this Holly Black series?
I
Was it
really
pretty
like
good?
that one,
Okay.
yeah. But it's my whole niche. I've got the fantasy,
Mhm.
I've got a strong female lead, a
Mhm.
little bit of romance.
That's it?
Yep, those are like my boxes.
Are you excited about this Suzanne Collins Hunger Game prequel situation?
No one is.
It's a book,
Particularly.
right? Is it a book?
Yeah.
I guess Donald Sutherland is, because maybe he gets to do the frame story
Yeah, he'll
for
do
the movie.
Kiefer Sutherland. They'll have
Yeah.
They'll Kiefer do it.
I
I'll probably
remember-
read it.
So, okay, so it's set when President Snow, played by Donald Sutherland in the movies, is like a teenager.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
It's like a young...
When is this
Why
coming out?
would you want that?
It's, I don't know, it's so stupid, it's so tone deaf. It feels like how Disney is also trying to make every one of their villains relatable and cool. And
Yeah.
just like, at what point, okay, cool, Maleficent is a misunderstood person. I guess it's okay to roofie people and surround their family with thorns. Congratulations, Maleficent, you're understandable.
I agree with you. I mean, it's just
The
like...
same thing with the stupid,
Joker?
No,
Joker,
yes,
the
the
Joker
Joker
movie,
thing,
yeah.
but also the Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sure she has her own backstory. It doesn't matter. She wants to skin puppies.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if she
I
had a
agree.
hard time making friends. You still don't skin puppies.
I agree.
I moved around a lot as a kid.
You never skinned a
I
puppy?
didn't. Oh my gosh.
All right, well, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, the prequel following Snow, is coming out May 19th, 2020. Who's going to read it?
Hey, guess what?
I will.
You're going to read it?
I'll read it.
I would probably read
I
it too.
liked the Hunger
I
Games
love the
series.
Hunger Games.
So I don't know why she would choose President Snow to follow. I mean, like Prim and Katniss's mother, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
That would have been something I'd been like,
Or, I mean, why a prequel? Why not just do like 20 years down the road?
Yeah.
Nobody
There's
likes
so much
nobody
else
likes a
you've done.
prequel. Nobody
That's
likes
true,
a prequel. So
Yeah.
I don't
Hey,
know.
guess what?
What?
Jafar's dad wasn't around,
Really?
so it's
Well,
okay.
it kind of makes sense then.
Yeah.
He's going to turn into a snake. And
Yeah.
try to, all that makes
Yeah.
sense. All right, so I guess
Okay.
technically that was book news, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So Holly Black books.
Yes.
What are you on now?
I picked up another Holly Black book, The Iron Trial.
Right.
I liked it. I liked her stuff, so I thought I'd give another one
I don't
a
know
try.
why I laughed.
Did I ask you if you read Spiderwick? Did you read Spiderwick
I
Chronicles
did.
back
I
in the
read them
day?
with Lily a few years ago. We read through them all. They were fun. Nothing
I
that
honestly
was
can't
like,
remember
meh.
why I read them. I think I read them in the wake of like Lemony Snicket. Like I loved those books, and I was
Yeah.
trying to find something else. Those
Something
didn't
else
quite do
kinda
it,
like
but
it.
I did
No.
like them.
They were
I
really
like
good.
them.
Yeah.
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 Movie's good. I like the movie. Did you ever
I
watch
don't know
that?
if we've ever seen the movie.
There's an audiobook that takes all 5 of the originals and it's read by Mark Hamill,
Oh.
who plays the Joker.
Yeah, a lot of times.
And Luke Skywalker. Let's
Yeah.
see, what about you? What have you been reading?
Who are you talking to?
Eric Nichols.
For the listener, you have
Eric
to.
Nichols.
Yeah. What have I been reading? What did I finish since we talked?
That's I don't know.
Yeah. I did. Okay. So I read Jurassic Park: Dangerous Games by Greg Bear.
Finally, Kate, there are several Jurassic Park graphic novels, and Eric had never read one up until now.
How is that
Does
possible?
that not blow your mind? I
They're
don't
just
know.
not.
It's like
Libraries
those are your
don't
two
have them.
Worlds.
They're not
Jurassic
supposed to be that
Park
good, so I'm not
and
going to
graphic
buy them.
novels.
I don't know.
Interesting.
The point is, this graphic novel wasn't that good.
Okay.
There was a lady on the island who had like raised the raptors for birth, so now she could communicate with them, which I guess isn't out in the movies, but it just seems like, I don't know, because they're like birds, so they imprint on her. Anyways, this undercover cop is investigating this cartel.
Wow.
But the cartel has bought Isla
Okay.
Nubla, and so now he's like lost on the island. So it's trying to be like the most dangerous game, but it's not. I don't know. It's fine. It was 4 issues, or maybe it was longer.
Are you going to read others?
I'll read others.
Our friend Steve Englehart, who we interviewed on the podcast months back.
Yeah, those are
so-
even harder to get a hold
I
of.
know,
The original
they are.
ones. I don't know if it's because they were under Marvel for a little bit. I'm still reading some X-Men stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Like I read Weapon X. I read Generation X, which is it's only 2 volumes. The first volume was real bad. The second volume was good, but it's the same writer. So I don't know what happened.
Weird.
She just more focus in
He
the
found
second
his
one.
groove.
She
Did you say Shi'ar? You reading about
No, there's no Shi'ar in this one.
Okay.
The Generation X actual class was in it more. Quentin Quire was in the first volume, and it was like the most obnoxious he's ever been. And he's supposed to be obnoxious, but it was obnoxious where even the reader
much.
just wants to be like, this is too
much.
So the second volume was better. I've been reading Stormwatch by Warren Ellis.
He's kind of a crazy man, right?
Sometimes. He wrote the book I like.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'm just-
Comic book? Or
Yeah, no, the one about the newspaper
is
writer.
that The Authority?
No, yes, but you're jumping. Okay, I can't even remember the name of it. It's
Planetary.
No, the other one. Transmetropolitan.
Transmetropolitan.
Good lord. He wrote Transmetropolitan and lots of other stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
Stormwatch was like one of those during those like Image Books era. So like Jim Lee was part of the creative force of it. Warren Ellis took it over in issue 37 and just started doing his own thing. And I have been loving it. It's so good. I finished volume 1. I'm on volume 2. It's just so good. It's like a mix of like the crazy Silver Age stuff with the 90s tone,
Okay.
but also Warren Ellis just doing his own stuff. Stormwatch becomes the Authority, which
Okay.
then like you can just see ripples of throughout like the industry for so long because of
That's interesting.
Brian Hitch's art. So then it has that widescreen storytelling. Like the Mark Millar's The Ultimates was compared to The Authority a lot.
Okay.
So I actually picked up The Authority Volume 1 first to read.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, should I read Stormwatch? And so I did.
Here you are.
I read XCOM 2, Resurrection by Greg Keyes. Did
yeah.
you know who Greg Keyes was? Did we talk about, you read something by him, or are we talking the other guy?
No, I do know Greg Keyes. I don't
Okay.
remember what I read by him, but
Anyway, this is the book that's based on the video game XCOM 2.
yeah. You're
It's
very
te-
excited about these.
Yeah, I was telling the story between XCOM 1 and 2. It's fine. The two scientist
The
characters,
lead-up was-
the engineer and the researcher from XCOM 1 aren't in the second game, so it
Okay.
tells you why they're not there.
Got it.
And some other stuff. But, I don't know, the action was not super compelling, and I guess it's a turn-based action game, so maybe that's it.
That makes sense.
But,
The only thing I've read by Greg Keyes is the novelization of Interstellar. But I loved it. It was
You
really
did love
good.
it.
So
At this moment, I'm reading I Am Still Alive by Kate Alice Marshall,
okay,
which is a girl.
we featured that as a sexy new book.
Yeah, gets lost in their
Yes.
gets lost in the woods after.
remember.
I haven't gotten up to the part why her dad isn't there.
Okay.
I think he's dead.
Oh no.
We'll find out. She has a dog, a big like wolf dog with her,
Mhm.
so that's nice. He seems really good. He seems
Okay.
like a good boy. And then I also picked up Tahanu, which is the 4th book of the Earth-Sea cycle, the Earth-Sea books by Ursula K. Le Guin.
Yeah. You
So-
were reading those a long time ago, weren't you?
Yeah, I finally got to the 4th. The reason I picked up the first one was because this 4th one won the Nebula.
Oh,
But
that's
I ended up loving the first one,
you did
Wizard
your
of
due
Earthsea.
diligence right there.
Yeah.
That's like how you got to watch Different Strokes before you watch Facts of Life to understand Mrs. Garrett's trajectory.
I guess.
Same kind of thing.
Maybe.
Okay, you a Facts of Life fan, Kate? No.
I got
Anyway,
it.
so I'm
You
excited to
guys talk
read.
about movies and shows.
I'm
I
excited
guess
to
I'll-
read Tahanu.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's
Pretty
what
excited.
I've been reading. I watched Dark Star, John Carpenter's sci-fi film. I didn't
Okay.
realize it was a comedy until 20 minutes in,
Mm.
and then I kind of understood it more.
Okay.
It's different. It's a different film.
Interesting.
Tell you.
All right.
That's it.
Let's see. What have I been up to? You know how I like to beat up on James Patterson every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do that. I read Mary Mary, which is I think it's maybe book 10 or 11 of just the straight up Alex Cross series, so actually written by James Patterson. And the thing about Alex Cross is the character is really interesting, but more and more the like murdery plots that he's in just don't serve him well. Like it's sort of like, here's the Alex Cross story, we need him to be working on a case, so here's the dumb case. And that's what this one was like. Just didn't really... It had some good twists, but I don't think it was one of the better ones in the series. I read a couple of graphic novels, including some Green Arrow, because we're boning up on Green Arrow for our Green Arrow Spotlight next week. Are you excited about this? To talk Green Arrow?
Yeah.
You are?
He's certainly one of the most read characters I have in my repertoire.
Is he really?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Has he been in X-Men?
No.
Well,
So I've been sort of revisiting some of the things that I read as like single issues as a kid. So I read Mike W. Barr's Green Lantern miniseries, the first Green Arrow miniseries, which is it's pretty decent. It's a good start for the character.
save it for next week.
And then I've been reading the Green Lantern Green Arrow team up book that Denny O'Neil wrote like in the 70s.
Yeah.
And that's a weird book because the goal is like, let's make both of these characters kind of street level, dealing with like the environment and like drugs and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's really interesting when it does that, but then it does these like trippy, fantastical stories, and those really fall flat.
Yeah.
So,
That's the one where Green Arrow's sidekick Speedy is a junkie.
spoiler, I haven't got to that issue yet.
Oh, you've seen.
I know. I also read Last Night on Earth by Scott Patterson and Greg Capullo. Not a fan. Didn't like it. This is the final Batman story.
Oh.
Well, by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. And it's just
this is the Green Lantern thingy.
Yeah, it's not though. It's not. Green Lantern's not involved.
Don't spoil it for me. Would you get a copy?
Sorry. I one of the trustees lent it to me.
It's out.
It's a Batman.
Oh, single issues.
Yeah, I got the three
I was waiting for the
prestige
trade.
format.
What? Why is this man giving you the Batman comics that you could care less about
I
Batman?
do. That's not true. I love Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when he's named Nightwing.
Fair. Anyway, I didn't like this, so I'll see what you think about it. It's kind of it's set in the future. It's very I don't know. I would rather just read Batman Year 100.
Yeah, one or the other.
I'm
People.
currently reading Family Tree by Susan Wiggs. As you guys know, Susan Wiggs is going to be coming to the library for a visit for National Library Week towards the end of April, so I've been reading some of her things. I'm also reading a couple of Star Trek books, including The Enterprise War, which is the latest Star Trek Discovery book.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm on now. Watched a movie.
War?
I watched Wonder Woman Bloodlines. Didn't like it. Wasn't very good. This is part of the DC animated movies. It's just we've seen Wonder Woman's origin too many times. This didn't really add anything. And I don't like Rosario Dawson as Wonder Woman. So that's it.
Harsh.
That's it for me.
Critique.
Anything
Have you
else?
enjoyed anything lately?
Yeah, probably. You know what? I finished season 2 of Titans, DC's Titans. That was pretty good.
All right.
That was pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. We have just the first season on DVD here in the collection, right?
Yeah.
And we have Star
Patrol.
Trek Discovery, so come check it out. And Picard. We should talk Picard.
Okay.
Now, you don't care about Star Trek, right, Kate?
No,
Don't care at all. Have you ever seen any Star Trek? Can you name a Star Trek character
Picard.
besides Picard?
No.
Okay. All right. I see I've failed you in this library.
Can't do it with my left hand.
He's trying to make a Spock hand, but
Spock. There
anyway.
you go. Yeah, I couldn't come up with anything.
So
I guess I've heard them.
So Star Trek Picard picks up,
Did you read Terry
decades.
Pratchett?
No.
Are you gonna watch this? You're gonna watch Picard?
Yeah.
You keep going back and
Well,
forth.
no, we are gonna watch. Kendra has just flat out said we're just gonna watch Picard, even though she's never finished the other shows.
Wow. Okay.
But we just haven't had time.
Okay.
To just sit down and watch Picard.
So Picard, as we were talking a little bit about last week, is a CBS All Access show that picks up with Picard, decades after the series. It's a really good start. It sets
Wolverine has retired.
Yeah, pretty much. It sets up a really intriguing mystery. He's still got it, in case you were wondering if Patrick Stewart is still good, he is. So a lot of nice little winks to the old show. It sets up a really good story. So I'm excited to see it. They're releasing it, one a week, old school. Yeah. So I'm excited to watch that as it comes. The only criticism that I could even come up with is that it feels very far removed from Star Trek. It didn't feel very Star Trek-y to me, which is probably good, for the new era, trying to set a new tone and stuff. But it's a big jump. It's a
Does
big
Discovery
jump.
feel Star Trek-y?
It eventually does. Season 2, I think, feels Star
maybe
Trek.
Picard will get there.
Maybe it will. But it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. It's just, if you're going in expecting, a new season of The Next Generation, it's a...
Well, if their plan is to
very
release,
different.
4 different Star Trek shows, it would probably help to have them actually be different.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's crazy to think at a time there were, 3 Star Trek shows on at the same time.
That is crazy.
Voyager was on the same time as Next Gen, or right after?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Voyager in Next Gen, I don't think overlapped.
So it was just Gen and Discovery. Not
Deep Space Nine. And I think Deep Space Nine and Voyager overlapped some.
Wow.
But then there was a gap until Enterprise. We don't have to talk about this. Let's look at some book news. We're going to save the Youth Media Awards for the spotlight.
Okay.
But let's take a look at the New York Times bestseller list. But before we do that, what a perfect time to use the awards theme. Let's talk about the Grammys.
Well, aren't I using the awards theme later as well?
Yeah, let's use it the whole time. No, up to you. Your call.
Nic and Eric present the awards.
Kate, do you care about the Grammys?
No.
Okay, we don't either. So
Okay, good.
that's. I spoke for you. Do you care about the Grammys?
No, I don't care about the
Okay.
Grammys.
I'm just going to tell you some of the top winners then. Album of the Year went to When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie Eilish. Record of the Year, Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Song of the Year, Bad Guy by Billie Eilish.
Wow.
Best New Artist?
Billie Eilish?
Yes, you're correct, Kate. You are correct.
Hey,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I'm too old. I'm not the audience.
I agree.
There it is.
I
I'm
know.
33. I don't really care for Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
I've heard her songs. The See Me in a Crown one I like because I feel like I could put it on my Halloween playlist.
Yeah.
Sounds spooky. Sounds like a vampire singing it. All the other stuff, it's like, cool. I'm happy for whoever's listening to this music.
She
but,
also won Best Pop Vocal Album.
Yeah.
I
They
guess I
play
need
it.
to listen to more of her.
I
All I know
guess.
is Bad Guy.
They
which
play
is
it all
super
the time
catchy.
on the alternative radio here in on Buffalo Alternative 107.7. I get tired of it. So, but
Best-
also they don't play enough. They pick 10 songs that they're gonna play for the month, and then that month lasts for a year. And it's just kind of like, well, play some. If you're playing alternative songs, play from the 90s as well, 80s, 90s.
There's one that I know. Speaking of alternative,
okay.
Best alternative music album was "Father of the Bride" by Vampire Weekend, and I actually really do like that album and Vampire Weekend in general.
Well,
so
they're the alternative band for the dad in your family.
I guess I'm maybe more hip than you. I don't know. The delivery of that, what I just said, reminded me that I'm all caught up on Curb Your Enthusiasm as well.
Because that was your.
That was a little Larry David. I was
Yeah.
like, pretty, but anyway.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the New York Times bestseller.
Oh, that was
list.
it.
Do you want more?
You made me play the awards theme for
I
that.
gave you the big ones.
Okay.
All right.
For you,
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Yeah. You got it. You want me to tell you best audiobook? Hold on. Best spoken word album was Becoming by Michelle Obama.
Okay.
There you go.
Who won? Don't movies win Grammys?
Like soundtrack or
Yeah.
score? Best compilation soundtrack for visual media was A Star Is Born. You happy with that?
No. I mean, fine.
I didn't think you
but-
would be.
Yeah. Boy, yeah. You know what? The more you read, the less excited I am.
I know. That's why I was trying to stop.
Yeah. Let's just move on.
Okay.
What is up? Here we got the young adult hardcover fiction for the New York Times bestsellers list because there are some new books on this list.
Coolio.
We got to take the new books that we can get. Number 10, 15 weeks on the list, The Fountains of Silence by Ruta Sepetys. I read her Salt to the Sea.
Oh, okay. Was it good?
Salt to the Sea?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Okay.
Didn't I mention it on when we did our Books of the Decade?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
During the fascist rule of Spain, Anna and Daniel's romance blooms amid the turmoil.
Okay.
Okay,
You
anything?
gonna read this one?
No.
All right.
9. The Night Country by Melissa Albert. After escaping the hinterland to New York City, Alice must now find out who is behind a string of X-story murderers. X-story? Murderers?
I don't
Hinterland?
know.
The Night Country?
I don't know what that
Alice? Is this a, like, Through the Looking Glass
Yeah, I don't
thing?
know.
Is this a fairy tale thing?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Okay.
That's not one I've heard.
Okay.
Is this adult? Is this adult fiction?
No, these are young adult.
Young adult.
Young
Okay,
adult.
Sorry. Okay, that makes more sense.
For
Yeah.
adults, but younger.
Yeah, I understand.
Emerging adults.
Got it.
Actually, no. Emerging adults is a separate category.
Is it?
Yeah, emerging adults, young adult is 12 to 18.
Okay.
Emerging adults are like 18 to whenever they graduate
All right.
college, 24 maybe. I don't know.
Cool.
Honestly, emerging adults is, I think, anybody who doesn't have a kid and is coming into the library like on their own. So
Oh.
once you're like in your 30s, you're an adult. It's the 20s that people
I see.
are emerging adults.
Did you use libraries a lot in your 20s?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. College. and
What
stuff.
about you, Kate? Were you a big library user?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I worked in libraries starting when I was 19.
The
so
biggest-
Yeah,
I spent all my
I was
20s.
gonna say.
working
I
in
was kicking
libraries.
myself in the pants. In
the pants?
Yeah, at like
Okay.
20 or 21. It must have been 21. I would go to Blockbuster and rent season 1 of Rome, and then go home and watch them. But you could only, it was just the one disc.
Yeah.
So that was like 2 or 3
Yeah.
episodes. And I'm like, I just didn't have the money to be doing that. But Rome was so good. And then Blockbuster didn't have season 2, so I went to my library to see if they had it. They did, as well as season 1, and of course, I was like, oh right, and the library's free. How much money did I give Blockbuster for 5 or 6 discs of Rome?
Jeez.
Yeah,
Probably like $15.
a lot.
Wow.
So anyway, smarten up, go to your library, it's free.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 8,
Totally
Love Boat oh boy, somebody pronounce this, Taipei?
Taipei.
Taipei, Love Boat Taipei, by Abigail Hing Wen. When strict parents send their daughter away to Taipei to study abroad, Ever Wong has the time of her life.
Okay.
Number 7, 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippencourt with Mickey Doughtry and Tobias Ikonis. How many people does it take to
Yeah.
write this book?
Book writing by committee, I guess.
Stella and Will are in love, but they can't get within 5 feet of each other.
Do you think the three of us should write a book together? Are you still translating that thing? Remember that? Remember that thing? You were working on a translation?
Yeah.
Early on in this podcast,
Right.
Eric was trying to translate something
Right.
from...
It was a non-English speaking Dutch
Yeah.
writing
Yeah.
writing in English
Yes.
to be then translated into Dutch.
Into Dutch.
But then we also had to translate it so we could get it into English
Right.
over here.
Yeah. It
But
was a
he had
major-
some ghostwriters.
It's a
as
major
well.
undertaking.
Yeah.
A major undertaking.
It was a weird kind of like fantasy coming of age
Yeah.
story about a boy on his farm.
Yeah. James
there wasn't
Pattinson.
really
James Pattinson.
There
Yeah.
wasn't any actual magic or
Yeah.
fantasy
Yeah.
there, but you're supposed to
magic.
know that there is magic
But it's
happening at
fantastical.
the farm. Eventually he goes to France.
Yes.
Um,
And this was all something that you were trying to...
I was
You were the translator.
I was like translating / ghostwriting.
But you don't speak Dutch.
I don't speak Dutch. No, I have a translator helping me
Okay.
translate James Patterson's writer.
Pattinson. It's
Pattinson.
It's convoluted.
Yeah.
It's convoluted. All right. What
Yeah.
else is on the list?
It's when it gets time travel. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because he goes into the future, but in future it's feudal Japan,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so like I don't know. He
Okay.
has to stop Dracula,
He goes to the future.
but
it's
Dracula
like
is
the past.
actually a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
This is awful.
So
You know, Kate, the early years of this podcast were very bit heavy. Don't you think? They were very bit heavy.
Yeah.
And I
You
kind of
guys,
miss it.
I can't imagine.
I kind of miss
You
it.
know?
If I'm being
James
honest.
Pattinson, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 6, Infinity Son by Adam Silvera. This is a child born of Thanos.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
The Thanos.
Yeah. Twin brothers are caught up in a war between the magical spellwalkers and bloodcasters. Oh.
Kate, how's this for you?
I might pick it up.
You're going to?
Do you recognize the name Adam Silvera? I feel like I do,
I don't think
but
so.
I can't tell you how. All right. I have a feeling this book was called something else until about 2019. Number 5, Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adahami. Zeli fights to restore magic in the land of Orisha.
Oh.
That's book 1 of that series. That's been
many
here
weeks?
98 weeks.
98 weeks.
One of Us is
crazy.
Lying from Karen M. McManus. Isn't this the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. For five students, a detour into detention ends in murder. So this is if the Breakfast Club was good.
Do you want detention?
No.
Do you want more?
You know what?
You got it.
Oh.
It's a Breakfast
Is that
Club
a Breakfast
bit.
Club
It's a Breakfast Club bit. Yeah.
We met one of them.
We met Emilio Estevez.
Well, we didn't meet him. We saw him.
No, okay. All right.
We never were like, hi, I'm Eric Mickles. It's nice
Yeah.
to meet you, Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
I loved Mighty Ducks 2.
Saw him from a
First one,
distance.
not so much.
You
Second
don't
one,
like the first
loved it.
Mighty Ducks?
No, it's fun. The kids are too young and obnoxious. When they get a little older in the second one, they're less annoying.
I weirdly love Another Stakeout. Don't ask me why. Emilio Estevez, Richard Dreyfuss, it's a great movie. Emilio Estevez in Mission Impossible, the first scene or so. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good run for Emilio Estevez.
Any Emilio Estevez preferred film?
Just Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
I
Is
that the only one you
all
saw?
of them. I love them.
You love all 3 Mighty Ducks?
Not the third one. Not the third one. And he's only in there for like 10
He
minutes.
shows up.
Oh,
He shows up.
All right.
I haven't watched those in a long time. I
I
don't
know.
like hockey and I hate kids.
They're on Disney
Remember
Plus.
that? Remember that?
Are they on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that why you haven't watched them? Because you don't like hockey and you hate kids?
I know. I played hockey as a kid.
Did
and
you?
I had a kid.
Street hockey?
No, just floor hockey.
And did you ever play hockey with like Street Sharks?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
What about the Mighty Ducks, the cartoon,
Yeah.
actual space
I did,
ducks?
yeah,
what a
Space Duck.
stupid cartoon.
Yeah, it was a
That
stupid
wasn't a
cartoon.
good idea.
Number 3, Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tommy I just pronounced it.
Yeah.
Tommy Adahami. This is book 2. Zili must stop the threat of civil war in Orisha. Number 2, The Hate You Give. 151 weeks on the list.
Who's
Almost
read this?
3
Have you
years.
read it,
I
Kate?
did read
And you
this,
read
yeah.
it too, right? Yeah. Okay. I gotta get on board. I gotta read it.
Angie Thomas, 16-year-old girl, sees a police officer kill her friend. And then number 1, One of Us is Next. The sequel to One of Us is Lying.
Wow.
A deadly game of truth or dare via text now plagues the students in Bayview High.
Man, it's nice work if you can get it with being popular YA authors, right?
Right.
You're just
Because
there
you
forever,
you just
yeah.
live there.
It's great.
Wow. Okay.
Well, yeah. 104 weeks.
2 full years.
151
Long
weeks,
run.
yeah.
That is a long run.
I mean, Hate You Give is 3.
150. Yeah, I was gonna say 150. That's
Yeah.
you're pushing
That
up on
was
3.
years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty
I think
exciting.
young
Right.
adult authors need to up their game a little bit then.
I think
Somebody
so.
can hang out on top 3
I
for
think so.
3 years.
All right. Shall we get into this?
Nic and Eric present the awards.
The Youth Media Awards.
Ah,
Do
yes.
you think I wanted to like fight you?
No.
You think I was like
Yeah.
coming at you?
Yeah.
I think Eric was.
Wow.
You didn't want to talk
He was
about him.
ready
Do you want to
to.
arm wrestle?
No.
You know what? It's not that I don't want to talk about them. I just some years I have like attachments to them. They're like books that I've read and books that I like, and there's not a lot in here that I just naturally like bumped into. So
Well,
I don't have a lot
like
of
with the
personal...
Goodreads Awards,
Yeah.
we got to see all the nominees and who's going to win, and you
Yeah.
can decide if you're going to read them or not.
Yeah.
Can you find, like, there's no nominees, like, list, right?
There's a lot of like prediction blogs and things, but there's really
but
not.
you can't just find, like, these 5 books are up for them and then read them,
Yeah,
which is kind of
that's
annoying.
true. That is true.
It
It
takes
would be kind
away.
of cool if they put something
Yeah.
out early.
Because then when they release them, you just have to be like, ah, darn it.
Yeah.
Didn't even read it.
I know.
Didn't even know about this book.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That
they-
one
they
librarian
announced
screaming
them.
her head off.
They announced them, and I like sat down and started placing holds right away.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So that is true. There's no real.
Well, just a heads up before we get into all these awards. Kate
Yes.
and I pretty much killed it this year.
I know.
With having these books in our collection.
I know. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
You guys usually we at least will have the winners, but this year it was like, you guys, you were
A
on
lot of
it.
the
You were on
characters
it.
and
Top
everything.
notch.
I'm normally not good at
Congratulations to both
anything,
of you.
but I am good at this. Buying books.
You're good at self-deprecation.
Thank you! It's just nice to hear that.
All right. I'm looking at a list from schoollibraryjournal.com. So we'll put this on the Twitter so you can.
And
take a
Kate will
look
be
at that.
working off of a list she created herself with
you show that?
highlights and tabs.
Show that to
and
the people.
it's got
I have
different colored
issues.
highlights.
I appreciate it.
It's
I
fun.
love
Orange,
it.
yellow.
I love it.
Do you want to know the system behind the orange yellow?
I do, yeah.
Orange we own, yellow we do not.
Oh.
There are also notes.
don't talk about the yellows.
Yeah,
There are
Yeah.
also notes in there, the books that none of the libraries have.
I love it.
Yeah.
I know there
I have
actually.
it all.
I know there were
We're a
several.
handful.
Yeah. All right, Kate.
Just in nerd alert.
Yeah, that's true.
We do have a nerd alert.
That's true.
It's fine by me. I'm
I think
totally
we
good
knew
with it.
that when Kate read the novelization of Wonder Woman instead of seeing the movie because it was simpler.
But she read the novelization because
Yeah.
it has the guy from Harry Potter in the movie.
Right.
Well, that was why I watched
Yeah.
the movie. I just
Yeah.
picked the book up, okay?
Hey, you know what?
I thought you'd be
Actually,
happy I
this
was
is the
reading
first
Wonder
time
Woman.
we've had
I
Kate.
am happy.
We've had
we
Kate
all
on
have
the
our quirks.
podcast
Yeah.
since I saw the movie. I watched the movie Dragonheart from the 90s with Dennis Quaid, but also the guy that you like
Yeah.
from Wonder Woman / Harry Potter. And he played the most sniveling villain with the worst hair.
Oh, yeah. What is his name? Like Lupin, right? We're talking
Yeah.
about. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know his real name.
David Thewlis. I
Okay.
can't say it.
Yeah, I
Thewlis?
can't-
How was Dragonheart?
I like Dragonheart. The
Do
movie
you
was
like
good.
I
Dragonheart?
think I loved Dragonheart when I was younger.
That makes
I
sense.
have
What?
to revisit it.
Makes total
I
sense.
tell
To
you,
make sure
with Sean
that I'm
Connery as the
right.
dragon.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that was one. Oh, yeah. I
Oh
love
wow!
that
All right,
one.
well,
And I love Sean Connery.
did you remember that it was
so-
him, as the villain?
No, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
put that together.
Apparently, the book, the novelization, is even better because it was by the guy who wrote the script, so he included the stuff that got cut out.
Oh, I've always wanted to read the novelization of Willow for that same reason. Ron
yeah.
Howard, George Lucas.
Yeah. It was just, I looked up Dragonheart and people were like, this book is so much better than the movie. I'm like, well, I kind of like the movie, so let's do this.
Oh, cool.
Let's read
I
Dragonheart.
love a good novelization.
All right.
All right, Kate, do you want to take us through this since you've got the list?
Sure.
Let's save Newberry and Caldecott. Let's
Okay.
have those be the end. So you pick one to go in, and we'll.
Should we start with
Sorry,
Coretta
other
Scott King?
awards.
Yeah, let's look at Coretta Scott King.
Let's see. The
Were you not ready?
I'm ready.
No, was she not ready?
I'm always
She's ready. She's good.
Ready to go.
All right, well, let's do it.
Do we want to start with honor books or just go? Right
Yeah,
into
let's take a
that?
look at the honor
Yeah.
books.
There were
Silver goes to.
wow,
Sorry.
rude. The first is for the author, and there were 3 King Author honor books.
Okay.
The Stars and the Blackness Between Them by Junada. There was also Tristan Strong, Punches a Hole in the Sky, which we own.
Finally.
Written by Kwame Nabalia. And Look Both Ways, A Tale Told in 10 Blocks by Jason Reynolds. So
Oh, yeah.
those were the honor books for the
Mhm.
author award. And the winner was New Kid by Jerry Craft.
Yes.
It was the King Author Book Award.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which
A graphic
I have
novel.
not read yet.
It's a
Yep,
graphic novel,
graphic
right?
novel.
Which we
Yeah.
do have.
We
Yeah.
do. We
But
own it, yes.
But it was checked out,
It's
which
orange.
is a good sign.
We own it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's orange on my list. Okay, the Coretta Scott King Illustrator Book Award
All right.
was, let's see, the honors were The
Ugh.
Bell Rang, illustrated by James E. Ransom, written by the illustrator, excuse me. We own that one. Infinite Hope, A Black Artist's Journey from World War II to Peace, illustrated by Ashley Bryan. We do not own that one.
Don't
And
say that
Solwi-
part.
Well, I'm not saying that we won't
We'll
get
get it, but you...
And Solwi, illustrated by Vashti Harrison, written by Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, I did read that one.
Yes,
I
that's
did read
this
that
one.
one. Yeah.
That one we've got there, which
The
it
book
is
looks
beautiful.
great. It really is.
It's,
Yeah.
it's absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous. Filled top to bottom,
Yeah.
beautiful colors.
Yeah. Good use of
And
illustrations.
the winner of the Coretta Scott King Illustrator Book Award is The Undefeated by written by Kwame Alexander,
Yes.
illustrated by Kadir Nelson.
Yeah.
Which we also have
Yep.
on display on front there.
All
All right.
So those are the Coretta Scott, all the Coretta Scott King.
So the
ones.
Alex Awards
found-
are adult books, or considered adult books, that young adult readers would find interesting.
I guess
I
so.
believe
Yeah.
that's the idea.
I think Red, White, and Royal Blue. I got that for the YA, so I didn't know. But I was going through that. I think last year I kind of got confused when they were announcing the winners, and I bought some of the books, and I got them like, these are adult books, and then we had them already. I thought when I read that award, I'm like, oh no, I've done so bad, and then I found out. I'm
They're
like,
adult books.
yeah,
So it's me. I'm the one who
yeah.
did bad.
Because when I saw the Nickel Boys, I'm like, but that's an adult book,
Yeah.
and then it all started to come
It
together.
all clicked into place.
Yeah. So Alex Award. There you go.
All right. Did we say the Coretta Scott King was New Kid the winner for just the
For
general?
author
For
and
the
illustrator.
author,
Okay.
yeah.
So author was New Kid, illustrator was the Undefeated.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Which might be a certain apropos title.
No spoilers.
Okay.
No spoilers.
All right. What's next?
Which one would you like to look at now? You want to look at let's look at the Prince Award. You got that one on there?
I do.
Have to be a book to take my
Every year you guys have to do this.
Sorry.
I
Different
just
Prince.
don't think I'll ever be
Different.
able to
Michael
get
L.
behind
Prince.
that.
Michael L. Prince Award.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
so
right.
there were 4 Prince honor books.
Let's hear it.
The Beast Player, written by Nahoko Yuhashi,
Okay.
translated by Kathy. I can't talk. This is
That's
not
all
a
right.
good day for me to
That's
podcast,
okay.
I guess.
The mistake was reading the honors.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next honor book was Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me.
Love that title.
Written by Mariko Tamaki.
Oh,
Just seems
I,
sad.
I like her. She wrote a Supergirl called Being Super, and I loved it. It was so good. I haven't read this one, but
Okay. Ordinary Hazards, a memoir written by Nikki Grimes. Has she written something else recently? That name sounds familiar.
Maybe.
no, it's not familiar to me.
Okay.
I
Maybe I'm
need
crazy.
to be notified beforehand if you're going to ask me these types of questions.
Okay.
So you want me to just like announce, hey Eric, I'm going to ask you a question. I'll
Yes.
do my best.
Okay.
The last honor book is Where the World Ends, written by Geraldine McCaffrey.
You know what? She wrote the first like official sequel to Peter Pan that the J.M. Barrie estate,
Yeah.
called Peter Pan and Scarlet. I hated it.
Really?
Have you read this book? You
Is it
familiar with
Scarlet from Gone with the Wind?
Came out a long time
Teams up
ago.
with Peter Pan?
No, but it's terrible. I don't understand why they would.
That's
Okay.
sad.
Peter and the Starcatchers though, Ridley Pearson and Dave Barry. That's a good one. Have you read that one?
No.
All right.
Head
I guess
shake.
we're just not as big on the
Guess not. Yeah, you're not down
Yeah.
with the Peter Pan.
yeah.
All right. So
Much
who's
big
our
fans.
winner for the Prince
The
Award?
winner for the Prince Award is Dig, written by A.S. King.
Orange? Yeah, we do.
We have that one, yeah. Have you read it?
What's
Eric?
you a fan of this dig?
Yes.
I didn't recognize this one at all. I mean, I know that we have it, but
Yeah.
I didn't recognize this one at
Yeah,
all.
it was one I saw on the
So-
shelf, but I've never
Okay.
knew anything about
Stop
it.
judging me then.
No.
I'm reading.
No
I'm
one's-
still alive right now.
Okay. It's fine.
An Xcom
So I'm
books.
sorry that you felt judged. All right. Where do we want to take a look at next?
Do we want to look at the Guys Awards?
Yes, let's do it.
Because those are always a big flop for
Yeah.
me, which I hate. But
Yeah.
how do I know what's going to be the best easy reader
Yeah.
type of book?
Yeah.
I had none of them,
Oh, okay.
which I hate. I
Yeah.
hate to admit.
I don't.
but
But you're not alone because I don't think many in the system.
there were two.
Yeah.
There were 3 honor books and the winner.
Yeah.
2 of the honor books nobody in our system had.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been ordered.
What are they?
Chick and Brains Smell My Foot.
Yeah. I don't know.
Written and illustrated by C.C. Bell.
Mm-hmm.
No clue.
Yeah.
Flubby is Not a Good Pet. Written and illustrated
Fun
by
title.
J.E. Moore. Or Morris, excuse me. No library had either of those in our system. Well,
Yeah.
Stop!
I'm just
It's
saying
relevant.
that
It's good to
it's
know.
relevant because that means I have no idea where they pulled these books out
Yeah.
of to give them the awards.
It's true. If they just list
No clue.
if they just put out a list of like these 5 books have been nominated,
Yeah.
then we'd get them before the awards are out.
Yep.
I know.
And
But
so
you know
we make a
what?
Suggestion.
Yeah.
Library organizations, finger, pulse, not connected.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't know what finger you were talking about.
Me neither. I was like,
Eric.
geez.
Yeah. I'm also giving them the finger.
Yeah.
The other honor book was The Book Hog, written and illustrated by.
Kind of the bad boy of libraries now that I really get down to
I
it.
guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can I
Bad
stick
boy.
to the award?
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
Book Hog, written and illustrated by Greg Pizzoli, which I do recognize his name.
Whatever.
And then
That's
the
me.
winner is Stop Bot, written and illustrated by James Yang.
Yeah,
No,
we're not familiar with
nothing-
that one either.
no.
It seems like the Geisel Awards tend to go for like the Mo Willems type of
Ugh.
book, which I can't stand.
Yeah.
Kids
So,
love
I know they
them.
do. I know my son
They
loves them, but I
love them.
despise
They're
reading them aloud. Is
Yeah,
like,
that's the
It's
thing.
the
ugh.
worst thing in the world.
I get why kids like them, but yeah, reading them out aloud is just torture. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess every word is all caps right now.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
All
so
right.
that was a big disappointment for me, but that's what it is.
You know what I liked? I think this maybe won a few things here.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay. The Robert F. Seibert Medal. Do you know the history of this award? I wasn't really familiar with
The
award.
Robert F. Cyberdyne one?
No,
No.
not that one. Anyway, Fry Bread, a Native American family story by Kevin
Right.
Noble. Maillard won that one.
Which is
and,
orange.
and I actually really liked that book, though.
Yep.
Have you read that one?
Yep,
Yeah.
I did. It is
I
really
thought that
good.
was pretty good. It sort of tells like, a family story and Native American traditions through like the making of this bread, which I thought was a really good. It was a really good mode to tell the story, and was just
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep, I agree.
Let's do the William C. Morris Award.
Okay. Go ahead.
Take it
Well,
away.
I
I don't have the honors, so I'll just tell you the winner.
Okay,
Okay.
so the William
Oh.
C. Morris Award is for the debut book, published by a first-time author writing for teens.
Yeah.
Do you want the honors then? Did we decide, or do we just want to go right? For
Let's
the
go winner. Let's go winner.
Let's do the winner.
You want to do it?
The
Eric?
Field Guide to the North American Teenager by Ben Phillip.
You were so excited about this one. Was there a reason?
Yeah, I bought it.
Oh,
We
okay.
have it. We already had it. There's another book that
You
was
just
in the
wanna
collection
brag.
before this thing
It
was
was a
out.
winner.
You just want to brag. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a winner.
No, I haven't read it. It looks good. I think it actually has checked out once or twice.
Nice.
So that's already doing 2 times better than anything.
Oh, boy.
200% better
Here
than most
he
books here at the
goes.
library.
Here he
Hey,
goes.
whatever!
Oh boy.
Up your nose with a rubber hose.
Wow.
Are you Carter?
Cotter?
Carter.
You doing like Welcome Back Cotter?
Yeah.
Stuff? Yeah, sure.
Am
I'm
I?
Carter.
What's his name? Was he in that show?
Travolta?
Yeah,
You
was
want to be like
Travolta
Vinny
in that show?
Barbarino?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be Vinny Barbarino.
Why
sure.
wouldn't I want to be that character
I don't
from
know.
that show?
I don't know.
From that show.
All right.
Very specific.
I'm gonna be in Grease and Saturday Night Fever soon.
Yeah,
So that's
and
exciting.
the sequel to Saturday Night Fever called Staying Alive.
Yeah.
You're going to be in that as well.
Great.
All right.
Here, you know what? I'll humanize myself.
Yeah.
I'm on a pedestal too high right now. Let me come back down to earth. The Yelsa Award for Excellence in Nonfiction for Young Adults. Free Lunch by Rex Ogle. I didn't
We
get
don't have
this.
it. So that
Yeah.
would be yellow on Kate's
It is
grid.
yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am. It is harder to get nonfiction books here,
That's true.
because unless you're just picking every book that Kirkus says,
Yeah.
it's just like, how do you pick like nonfiction? For me, I tend to just like look at our collection and say like, what do we not have a lot of on like what
Yeah.
topic, and then I get that, and so like I kind of get them in waves. So getting like new nonfiction, it's harder. It'd be nice if these, like I said, if there had been 5 things out and I could have known which
Yeah.
nonfiction books to get out ahead of time.
I agree.
But I think it's best that I get them a couple of months after they've been out, maybe a year after, and maybe now they're not relevant anymore.
All right.
So that's helpful.
Yeah.
Yelsa,
Bad boy library.
I'm back, baby! Boo, boo,
Right over
boo.
here. Regular Vinny
You've
Barbarino.
been doing a lot of that lately. You're
I can't help it. I don't have a air horn.
Finger gun.
Oh no, you shouldn't have one either.
All right. I mean, should we get to the big ones, or are there other awards that we want to talk about before we get to the Caldecott Newbery? Any other ones you want to mention?
Let's do the count.
I'm just going to mention the
Yeah,
Excellence in Early Learning Digital Media Award, which came out, and that's for Malian Denali, which is kind of a fun. Are you guys familiar with this?
No.
It's also a PBS show, but I knew it mostly as like a kids podcast, which my son really enjoyed. So
A
that's-
kids podcast.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's basically just like a story, you know, and it just goes through. It's like a narrative podcast, and my son really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's look at the Caldecott.
Alrighty.
All right, Kate, who are our honors this year?
Our honors are Bear Came Along, illustrated by. Why do they have the hardest names in the world to
I'm
pronounce?
sorry.
Win Pham,
Okay.
written by Richard T. Morris. Double Bass Blues, illustrated by Rudy Gutierrez, written by Andrea J. Loney. And Going Down Home with Daddy, illustrated by Daniel Minter, written by Kelly Starling Lyons.
Oh, I read that one. Did you
yeah,
read that one? I
one
like
was
that.
pretty good.
That-
Yeah,
that's- that
Bear
looks
Came
good.
Along was cute too.
I don't think I read that one.
I honestly don't think it was anything spectacular for illustration, so I was a little surprised it was on there, but it was cute.
Yeah.
And the winner for the most distinguished American picture book for children is The Undefeated, illustrated by Kadir Nelson and written by Kwame Alexander.
Yes.
Which,
Can we help you?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the book here. I did read this one to my son. It's primarily like portraits of historical figures
Yes.
as it goes through. It is. I was surprised that it won for illustrations. I really enjoyed the book. My son liked it as well. I was a little surprised that it won for illustrations though.
It is striking. It's very realistic. It could almost pass as photographs
Yeah.
in some ways. So the art is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's
I liked the collage. I like the collage pages a little bit. Like I
Yeah.
preferred those. Kwame Alexander had another picture book that came out this year, and I loved the illustrations of that one.
was
Do you remember what that
the
was
How
called?
to Read a Book?
Yes.
Yes,
How to
that
Read a
one
Book.
was so much more creative.
See, yeah, that's
Like this is great. It's
yeah.
it's fine art. You can hang it,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't. I don't feel like it makes the story any better.
I agree.
Through the art.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, the How to Read a Book by Kwame Alexander was.
Honestly,
it was
I think
fun
that
and it
I
was
think
creative.
that probably would have been my pick.
Yeah.
I really
for the Caldecott.
Yeah, because I thought that like that one really serves the book and the story and makes it so visually like appealing and interesting.
Right.
And I think that's also one that like if you know if the kid is not sitting down and reading the book, those illustrations still kind of like
still
get
pulls
you
them
through
in
and it's very
it gets,
engaging. So
yes.
I think it's just a different. I guess just a different approach with what you're looking for because I mean you can't deny with Undefeated that the illustrations are amazing. I mean they're like you said they're almost photorealistic in the way that it takes some things like there's the pages where the illustrations are pictures of historical figures in like broken frames and that sort of thing. It's just really evocative of just the emotion that goes with that. So I think it's excellent. I think it feels like it alternates year to year. It's different things like did the Lighthouse one win? Is that the one that won?
Hello Lighthouse.
Yeah, Hello Lighthouse. Is such a I feel like there's not two books that could be more different. So
right.
it's kind of
from last year to this.
Yeah, you see, because that one, Hello Lighthouse, was a very specific style, definitely not a realism style.
No.
And it's one of the ones where you're turning the books and different.
It goes different direction.
Different things are happening.
And it was the format was different too because it was thinner and tall, almost the same as a lighthouse. So that was interesting and it helped pull the whole story together. Whereas this, it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I'll give it that much.
Yeah, I agree. So I think it just depends on the criteria that you're going for, and it is interesting to note how it changes from year to year, like what elements we're sort of pulling out, and I think actually it has. I'm thinking back of like past winners. I think it's been a while since we've had one of these that is really the focus is on that like art, like the photorealistic kind of art. I think it's been a while since we've had one here, so it makes sense to kind of circle back around to that. So, and I really enjoyed the book.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed
it was a good book, and it opened up a lot of conversations.
Exactly.
It had a lot to offer.
Yeah. So I think it's certainly deserving of the award, but I was surprised that was the one that it was settled on.
Yeah.
Always
interesting.
Let's take a look at the Newbery.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, I do want to hear the honors. Yeah, let's hear some honors.
4 Newbery honor books were named. The Undefeated, written by Kwame Alexander.
There you go. Yeah.
He took home a few this time.
Yes, he did.
Scary Stories for Young Foxes, written by Christian McKay Heidegger. Other Words for Home, written by Jasmine Warga. And Genesis Begins Again, written by Alicia D. Williams. Other than The Undefeated, I haven't read any of those.
Okay.
Have you, Eric? Sorry, Eric, I'm going to ask you a
I
question.
have not.
But you read The Undefeated as well.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's our winner this year?
The winner is New Kid, written by Jerry Kraft.
And this is so I haven't read this. Like I said, our copy is checked out,
Yep.
so I do plan on reading it. I have a hold on it. Let's see where I fall in the holds queue. But
Same.
I thought that a graphic novel had won this award before.
But looking at it, they
hasn't.
said that there has never been a Newbery graphic winner.
So that's I think that's actually a very big deal
I do too.
for the Newbery to do that because. A picture book won a few years back with Last Stop on Market Street, which I thought was a great book. I loved
Good
that.
book
I know
too,
that had its detractors, like how you can't give it to a picture book, but I actually thought that book was very deserving.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see this. I mean, I think more and more graphic novels, I feel like we say this every year, but I think there's been a little bit of a stigma, and I know you've heard parents complaining about, checking out graphic novels over like quote real books.
You know what you're thinking of?
What?
2016 Roller Girl was
That
nominated.
is what I was thinking. That is what I was thinking.
But it didn't
yeah.
win. And people were upset that it was even nominated because
Yeah.
it was a graphic.
It did. It won. Roller Girl won something though, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
can't remember. I can't remember what it was.
It did win a different one.
I mean, what do you think about a graphic novel actually like winning the Newbery?
Good, fine. I don't have any. There's no part of me is like a graphic novel.
No, I know.
But it's
but
pictures
I mean,
and words.
What do you think that says about like the way the landscape's changing and like?
I mean, it makes sense.
The legitimizing of graphic novels and that sort of thing.
I mean, a lot of the kids who come in and don't want to read books don't make the same complaints about the graphic novels. I very rarely do I hear a parent being like, "No, get a graphic novel before we leave."
Right.
A lot of them just like go there first.
Yeah.
And then you have to be like, okay, but get a book as well. So if it opens up the doors and they like what they see and then like pick up another book or another graphic novel, I'm all for it.
I just think it's such an important step because it really. I mean, we can all promote graphic novels, and we can say that that we think that they're literature and that they're important.
I didn't have any as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we had some. Like, Bone was out when I was younger and everything, but, like, I don't remember there being a ton of options, like, as a kid to get into, like, age-appropriate graphic novels, other than what I was reading in, like, Disney adventures.
Yeah.
So...
Same for me. I mean, it was like comic books out of the quarter bin, but not, like, graphic novels that were telling, like, real serious stories. Yeah. So I think that I think it's an important step,
I think it legitimizes graphic novels. So parents can be like, oh, I won an award? Well, but think about the parents that come in and say, no, you can't have a graphic novel. You have to have a real book.
Yeah. Well,
now they can say, but look at these award winners, that some of the highest awards for kids' books. And now, like, it's easier for us to fight that and say, oh, no, that's actually a very important vessel for relaying these.
I guess I just don't like the term it legitimizes.
I know. I was just going to bring that up. I mean, you bristled at that.
I did.
I think to be more specific, it
now gives us more ammo in the cannon to.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the point you were trying to make. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I will.
I think that what it's doing really is legitimizing it for a certain crowd of people.
Yes. For those people
who wouldn't give it the time of day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now that it has a Newbery Award, it has legitimized at least that one, and has maybe opened the door.
It will open that gate. Yes.
So. I think it's an important step, and I look forward to it.
And unlike...
is this going to be a snarky thing or a sincere?
It's half and half.
Okay.
Unlike,
I'll take it.
It's Eric.
Yeah.
Snarky or
how I kind of feel about some of the awards is like, well, nobody's read this. Like 5 people in the libraries have read this, and it's a library book for librarians. New Kid has checked out quite a bit and been very popular despite prior to this award. So it's finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
How about that?
Now they got it.
Yeah,
they're there. All right. So
after they were like, "Is this the pulse?" No, that's your head.
You can find the full list at ala.org, and we'll post that again. We'll post it on Twitter so you can see that as well, because there are many other awards that we didn't get to. But as we mentioned at the top of this list, Kate and Eric have done a great job of making sure that this library has the majority of these, and I'm sure the few that we're missing are already on your list to find. I mean, Kate's got them highlighted.
She's got them highlighted,
So stop in and check out any of these and more award winners. If you want it, we'll get it for you. So stop in and find it out.
It's some fun on Twitter lately. We just shared that fun interview with the author of The Witcher.
Yes.
That was funny. Did you read that interview?
No, I didn't.
It was so funny. It's like, how did you feel when they were when they decided to reprint? Because apparently the people who own the publishing rights of The Witcher didn't realize they should have a lot more copies of the books out for the show. So like, we've heard you, we're putting out 500,000 more copies. And the interviewer is like, how'd you feel when they were putting out 500? It's like, what do you expect me to say? That I was sad? That I broke down in tears because I was lamenting? No, it's great. And then later it's like, what do you think of the video games? Like, I don't play video games. The guy just was like, there was nothing. He's like, what didn't you like about the show? He's like, I shouldn't complain. My name's on the credits. It's like, what did you like? I shouldn't say. My name's on the credits. It's like, the guy interviewing is like, please, anything.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so we shared that on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, we did our Witcher Spotlight a few episodes back, so you go back and take a look at that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to do it as far as the regular show things here. Do we have any library news we want to talk about? You got anything exciting coming up, Kate?
Yeah, silent...
I don't know.
Why do you laugh every time I go to speak? I'm not always that
I guess
funny.
I'm mean.
You are mean. All right, but we are starting sign language classes back up next Tuesday. That'll be at 6:30 p.m. in the Nancy Howe Auditorium.
I've already had people like calling the library about
they're
about
ready.
when that class is huge.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yep.
Our normal story times, we do Thursday baby play date at 10:30 in the picture book room. Friday preschool story time, we are doing 2 sessions now to try and catch the most kids that we can in it. We're doing 10:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. I think that's it for me for coming up. And our Monday nights keep rolling.
Yes. You've got some new emerging adult programming coming up.
We started a board game night that at the time of recording is meeting tonight, so it's a monthly thing. So if you don't make it to this one, join us the next one. I think that is February 25th. That's at 6 o'clock. So it's bring your own games, or we have some games of our own.
Nice.
So we'll have like a couple of people who know like some of these newer modern games.
Newfangled games.
Newfangled games, you might say,
Yeah.
on Grandparents' Day.
Yeah.
Who might be able to teach them. But if you have your own, you want to play them, that's fine as well. We're doing a new anime night for adults. 'Cause all my kids graduated. They just graduated.
Yeah.
So now we get to watch some anime shows that couldn't show before.
Yeah.
Because they were a little bit too intense.
Too racy.
So we were going through Snow White with the red hair, which is kind of a romance anime, which also is pretty good, and the animation's gorgeous. And then we were watching Psycho-Pass, which is pretty cool, and I'm hoping it kind of fills that Trigun Cowboy Bebop hole in my heart that I always get when I'm looking for a new anime. And then also we have Teen Night every Wednesday, and then we're also starting a youth art club.
Wow.
So that's going to be February 5th, 4th. It's February 4th. It's for like the 8 to 14 age range. It's going to be bi-weekly. The first one, we've got some like 8x10 canvases, and kids are going to be able to paint on them. I'm trying to decide if I should do a theme or just say, paint what you want. I imagine theme. I imagine just saying paint what you want gets just cow stares.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Okay.
But can cows stare?
That's a good idea.
Don't cows have the eyes on the sides of their head, or are they binocular?
You're thinking of goldfish. For adult programming, the Endless Winter Book Club is just finishing up reading The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Next month, we're going to be reading No One Is Coming to Save Us by Stephanie Powell Watts, which is kind of a modern retelling of The Great Gatsby. So that's sort of what we're doing. We're trading back and forth doing that. In February, we have some great things in the auditorium, including our pal Peter Mangles and his dad Bob Mangles are going to do some magic for us as a magic show. They've done many times here at the library. It's always popular. And we're going to have Dr. Phil Richards from Colgate University coming to talk to us for part of our Revisiting the Foundation Era grant that we have doing some programming here. So those are coming up. And I think that's
Aha.
Oh, yeah.
One, I had to look at a picture of a cow because I'm like, where are their eyes on
yeah.
their head? But they have panoramic vision,
Okay.
which means they can see things in all directions without moving their heads. So it's kind of on the side and kind of in the front. So it's not binocular vision.
Interesting.
Yeah, Predator's got binocular vision.
Okay.
T-Rex,
Wow.
binocular vision.
On that note, we'll see you next time.